The quays of the Port of Montreal were built, rebuilt, and improved upon over a 200-year period. The wooden quays of old were often destroyed, or at the very least, heavily damaged by Mother Nature. So merchants would build temporary wooden sheds that had to be taken down before the yearly onslaught of ice jams and floods. After the Great Flood of 1886, the Harbor Commission worked to significantly upgrade the port's facilities. They built the landfill jetty, which in turn made it possible to build elevated piers and permanent steel storage sheds. The Jacques Cartier Quay, you're standing on right now, by the way, was the first of the major piers to be elevated. And over yonder, you can still see the steel structure of a permanent shed on King Edward Quay. At the turn of the century, these new sheds were big enough to warehouse most of the merchandise transiting the port. They were a long time coming. In fact, the son of my great-uncle, Tom Poisson, would be the first to tell you that these permanent sheds were a necessity, not a luxury. See, a few years earlier, before the permanent sheds were built, the foolhardiness inherited from his father almost cost him his life. It's a sad story, really. It made the headlines. On March 7th, 1903, a fire destroyed the Montreal, a super steamer anchored off the Russell Quay. Attracted to fire like bees to honey, hundreds of curious bystanders flocked to the port. Vying for a better view, many of them climbed on the roof of a half-completed wooden shed. And, of course, the roof caved in, killing at least one person and injuring hundreds, including my great-uncle's son, who was fished out of the water before he drowned. And that's why they built the new permanent sheds with materials that were leading edge for the time. Okay, next stop, the Promenade and the King Edward Quay.